The shark goes on a hunt with an upgrade. Here's your look at the Spinmaster toys. This is the King Shark Mega Gear figure. Power up for the ultimate battle with this deluxe King Shark 4-inch Mega Gear action figure. Join the menacing King Shark for battle against Gotham City's Cape Crusader Batman with his transforming Mega Gear armor. This deluxe 4-inch King Shark action figure is highly detailed with 11 points of articulation for you to pose in any way that you want. Just before we sink our teeth into King Shark, I had to do that. So sorry. We're going to first figure out how tall the figure stands. I'd also like to send out a big mad props thanks to the folks over at Spinmaster who are nice enough to send some of these my way. If you guys are looking to pick up King Shark or many of the other cool Spinmaster toys for yourself, you should be able to find them through various online stores or some retail stores like places like Target and Walmart. According to my tape measure, though, the figure stands 4.3 inches in height, and that in centimeters works out to be 11 centimeters exactly. A couple of size comparisons for you. I mean, after all, Batman was mentioned. We might as well include Batman for some of the size comparisons. That's what Batman looks like next to King Shark. He's about the same height, maybe just a little bit smaller, than King Shark. And then there is Superman. Still my favorite, I think, of all the Spinmaster figures that they've released thus far. You can see King Shark he is about the same height, give or take, but he's certainly much more bigger and beefier than the other two figures on either side here. So check this out. This is pretty cool. King Shark comes included with this heavily armored up backpack. It actually serves as two functions, really. One is just a straight out backpack, as you can see, that's got some nice detailing done even to the interior. We have these little rivet points, and it kind of actually even looks like these are teeth on either side. It kind of looks like Audrey 2. Anyways, I digress. You spin it around and on the back, and that's basically, this will be the back of the backpack that's going to go onto King Shark, and revealing it not quite fully so far, but you can see there's a couple of Gatling guns on either side and blades. He's got blades, and he's got guns on the insides of his blades. That's a little excessive, don't you think? He also has a tail down at the bottom of a few little painted-in silver tubes, or pipes there on the back there. And then this is a little activation button that does all the cool stuff. Along the top, though, we have a shark head. And this bar here just swings open. Actually, this is supposed to just fit over top of his torso piece here. But pretty cool. Pretty cool how this all sets up. To put that onto the figure, you'll look onto the back of the figure, and the answer will be in this peg hole that's just located there. Take this circle and just plug that. You guys are very smart. You know how this works. Just plug that into the back like so. Try not to activate the button as best you can because you don't want to reveal it too much. And that's what the King Shark looks like with this very large backpack on his back. Now, you would think that this would be an overly heavy, back-heavy backpack, and you'd be absolutely correct. One thing that they were smart by doing is that by adding this additional tail piece down below, not only aesthetically does it look pretty cool, but it also serves as sort of the third leg of a tripod and allows the figure to not have any issues standing. He's not going to fall over at all. So it's really smart the way that they did that. I like that. It's excessive, yes. He has a lot of additional backpack on his back, but at least he does have the means to stand. He's not going to be wobbling all over the place. So that's one thing you don't have to worry about. To activate it, though, and I suppose we probably should have talked a little bit about King Shark, but I was so excited to showcase this that we'll talk about this first, and then we'll kind of backtrack ourselves to looking at the figure. Now, you can either have this up or you can have it down. It's entirely up to you. I kind of feel like it looks absent, like he needs something else going on right here. So a lot of times I'll just drop that down. And he sort of has like a somewhat quasi-colored armor piece that goes around his neck here. Kind of also serves to give him a second set of teeth. But I know, you guys want to see how the gimmick works. So what you're going to do is just going to press the button on the back, and it's going to do two things. It's going to snap shut the top part of the shark armored head, and then it's also going to swing these pieces out as well. A lot of times, though, while you are doing it, you might find your fingers sort of in the way of things. I like to kind of hold it like right kind of on his torso piece, and I just kind of press the button on the back. But let's see If I'm sure it's going to get in the way of things, but we're just going to press the button, and you can see what happens. That's pretty cool. These two swing out. These are just basically on springs. And then he does have these giant cleavers of death, which I might also add, just as a reminder, a friendly reminder, that he's got giant Gatling guns on both sides of the blade. Like, if blades weren't enough to have to contend with, he does also have guns on both sides. That's pretty excessive. As I had mentioned, this part here flips forward and covers over top of his head, so you don't now see King Shark. You see like a mechanized monster instead. These, again, are all on springs. They don't not necessarily lock in place. This even has posability. Like, these individual have independent posability to them, but they don't lock in place. There's nothing that you can attach to his hands, for example. It would have actually been cool if you could have actually had I don't know, like little joysticks or some little bit of plastic that could have plugged in place here, that you could at least have attached it to his hand. Or even if they had just gone the simpler route of having just pegs on the inside and peg holes here. I know, yes, that would be very obnoxiously visible, that you would have a hole on both sides of his arm, but at least if these attached in place, or heck, if they were just something that didn't spring. I mean, I get the idea that the spring option is there, and it's fun to see this spring out. But if you can only have actually been able to make these posable, where you could actually have just held these in place. I mean, after all, if he's battling the Batman, I'd like to think that he can actually use these, as opposed to just swinging around, hoping that these are going to swing up in the process. But that's what it looks like on the back. Kind of really looks like a mechanized gator when you see the back of it. It's really cool the way they've done that. And when you are ready to lock up shop again, these just swing forward like that. And on this side here, like that. Basically what happens here is, let me just show you what's going on here. Let me just demonstrate what's going on. This latch basically just goes inside and locks to place, and the same thing works on the other side as well. Strangely enough, if you look at it, there's these little extra tab points here, and I can't place what exactly they're for. I mean, they don't latch into anything, not that I can see at least. Even when you swing this forward, you think that this hole would plug into that, but it doesn't. It sits just on the outside. So again, I'm really not sure what those little ledges of plastic actually serve the purpose for. I'm going to just bring this up, and we're just going to detach the figure, and we'll just put that to the side, and we'll have a look at King Shark just on his own, because obviously you guys are going to want to see how he looks like without all the extra armament. And he's a decent looking King Shark. One thing he doesn't have, though, is he doesn't have articulation in the teeth. And I kind of feel a little disappointed. I understand, yes, that this is geared towards a kid line of figures, but if they had only incorporated maybe like a mouth articulation where you could actually move the mouth open and close. To at least his credit, he does have all the same articulation that we talked about in previous figures, except for he doesn't have it in the head. The head is a sculpted-in piece that's attached to the rest of his torso. So you can't move it back and forth. You can't move it up and down. It's got pretty nice paint done to the eyes, for example. Not only the eyes pitch black, but you've got the little dots of white on both sides, and he's got nice yellowed teeth. I'm not really sure why his tongue specifically is kind of this light peach color, as opposed to maybe, say, go the route of red. But overall, it's not bad looking figure. He's a little small, yes, but he's scaled appropriately to the rest of the Spinmaster figures that we've looked at up to this point. And he's got some pretty cool looking torn off jeans. If I could pull off the look of torn off jeans like King Shark could, I mean, I would be wearing those all the time. I obviously won't. For this guy's articulation, let's talk about that right now. His head doesn't rotate. I mean, we've already discussed this. It is part of his torso. It's a really nice sculpted torso as well. I mean, for his size, you would think, I don't know where this King Shark is working out, but he definitely is packing some pretty ripped muscles on his torso. There's what he looks like again on the back, just with that visible peg opening on the backside there. His arms rotate all the way around. That is a bit of the articulation. They can also hinge out, so you get quite a bit of range going that way. He does have the bend at the elbow. You can also rotate the forearm. That's pretty good as well. He doesn't have waist articulation, but you can move his leg forward, you can move his leg back, you can move his leg out, and you can do the hokey pokey. Okay, not quite, but you can swivel about 3/4 the cut of the thigh, 3/4 of the way up the leg, that is. He doesn't have foot articulation, but he does most definitely have peg holes on the undersides of his feet. So if you do happen to have not a display stand, it comes included with this figure because he doesn't unfortunately have one. But if you do have other figure display stands, most definitely you can make use of those with King Shark here. A neat looking figure. I'm not really sure how I'd like to display him. I kind of like OG King Shark without all the armament. But you gotta admit, this is pretty cool, the fact that they would include that for King Shark. And again, just to activate that, just bring the head back, lock that into place, which I didn't do earlier. Just attach it onto his back, just like that. There we go. They made a nice little groove opening at the top there that houses the fin at the top of his head. You just drop down the front, or you can bring that back if you want to. And then again, to activate, you're just going to press the button on the front. These do catch your hands, but they're not going to hurt yourself, so you don't have to worry about that. Just again, a really neat looking shark. Whenever you can get shark toys, and not nearly enough of them are available on the market, I really like sharks as it is. To get King Shark as a figure, a little smaller, yes, a little bit smaller, but the fact that they also make up for that by incorporating all this armor, mechanized armor that you can actually add onto the figure, you gotta admit, is pretty cool indeed. Need I also remind everybody that's watching these videos that these are clearly geared towards kids. Kids love gimmicks, and one of the good things about at least King Shark with his mega gear is the fact that you can leave it off in its entirety, and you can just have King Shark displayed without it, sans le armor. That's always a gimmick that I enjoy. Gimmicks that can be part of a figure, but then on a split-second notice, you can take that off, and you just have a regular figure underneath. It doesn't limit his articulation. It doesn't limit what the character can do. It's there if you want it, and if you want to detach it, it can be any bit easier by just simply being pegged on the back side of the figure. A pretty neat-looking designed King Shark, with or without the mega gear. It's entirely up to you. A big thank you again to the folks over at Spinmaster who were nice enough to send King Shark my way. If you guys are interested in picking up King Shark for yourself or for the little one, it's okay if you like it as well. I'm kind of digging this design myself. I mean, he's got Gatling guns on the sides of his blades. That's pretty crazy stuff. But you should be able to find King Shark along with the wide range of the new Spinmaster toys hitting stores right now. They're available and easy to come by. Or you can also check out online if you want to keep that social distancing, even though stores like grocery stores and stuff like that are open. Walmarts, I'm thinking, are open. Targets are open and all that fun stuff. If you still want to keep your social distancing in check, you can most definitely order King Shark online as well through various different online sites, such as, again, Walmart, such as, again, Target, and even places like Toys R Us. All are happy to deliver to your door. Today we were having a look at the Spinmaster. This was the cool new DC King Shark coming packed equipped with his mega gear. If you guys also want to go back and have a look at some of my other Spinmaster reviews, there's a playlist for that. And if you are new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, turn the bell notification on, and keep those little shark peepers, because they are smaller than ours, peeled, because of course there's going to be a whole bunch of other reviews coming your way. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.